Hi, guys. It's your old friend Karma here. I am just letting you know that I am going to hone in my efforts a little bit better. And so, therefore, this is now Spook Lights, Ghosts, Spirits, and Orbs, which are the only things I'm really interested in, anyways. But it's Christmas Day, and Merry Christmas to everyone. And I would like to share with you. I slept in my room last night. I had to because I had company. My daughter and her roommate stayed over, and it's a very tiny little house. So they took over the living room, and I went to my room. And this is, wasn't a crazy night, but this is what I managed to capture from last night. Let's see if we can get this set up right because I don't like holding this thing, and y'all know that. So here we go. And wouldn't it be great if the damn thing would just stay like that? Let's go back more. Let's see if I can put this in here and hold it. Is that good? Can you guys see it? Looks like it's pretty good. So, anyways, I slept as good as you can sleep, or as well as you could sleep, on a 100-year-old bed. It may not be 100, but it sure does feel like it. At any rate, there are not a lot of things going on, but the ones that I did manage to capture were interesting. I didn't even see all that. I have really not watched this video. I'm not even going to lie to you. But I find it interesting that what we have here is a collection of orbs. Those are the circular ones that glow like that, right on cue. Thank you. We do have some comet lights, which are the bright specks that leave a spectral tail. And we have no anomalies, which are the bigger, super bright ones that do whatever they want to do. And I don't think I saw any bar lights, but you'll see if they do shoot across, they're more um, rectangular shaped. And they are either extremely bright or they are just spectral. So now that we've identified what we got in the room this night, which was last night, Christmas Eve, I spend a few moments setting myself up, and I find it interesting that these things have no differential between coming out during the day or coming out at night with obviously bright lights on. It does not seem to phase them. So I don't know all the rules of ghosts. So I again tend to think these are not ghosts. And here I'm picking out something to watch, which is 99% of the time YouTube. And it's funny to me because my phone will tell me about mid-month that I've hit my data limit, and I just keep blowing through every month. I'm not supposed to have a data limit because I'm unlimited. So to me, you're going to give me my unlimited because I'm paying for it. So I'll just be quiet and let you watch this for a few moments. I'm actually in a position where I can see the screen now too. So and like I said, I have no fears that nobody really watches this stuff except for me. I post not because I'm trying to be popular or because I am trying to be a internet star. I am simply documenting the events as they occur or shortly after they occur for my own reasons, I guess, and just in case there's anybody out there that's like me. I've seen many videos of people having one, maybe maybe 3 orbs, whereas I have sometimes hundreds and hundreds. And this is not the only place this has occurred. I've told you that before. It basically occurs every place I go. There is always at least one and upwards from there. Most of the time, it's who knows how many. I mean, they don't like stop and say, "Hey, I'm number one. I'm number two." It's not like they do a roll call. I found that interesting that that one flew off the bed as I got up. Of course, that flash was my YouTube video that I'm watching. That was a bar light. Fast. These things are fast sometimes. So fast that I can rarely capture them on the camera as far as motion detector pictures, because when there is motion sense, there is an automatic snapshot taken. And a lot of times all I end up with is a empty room and wondering, what the heck are you seeing? Oh God. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I was taking off my shirt. I was gonna have to cover the video really fast. I'm not sure that I'm not gonna do that. So if you see me cover it, you'll know why. I don't I you can tell I'm not acting because the things I do are like people that are acting would never do. Oh, that was cool. It just flew right over my head. Oh, okay. I'm attaching my earphone. That's great. That's great. Don't appear to be taking anything off. And like I said, I am not. Oh, um. Okay, there you go. I'm good. I never showed anything. That's awesome. I can't. I forget the cameras are there, y'all. Seriously, because they're always there. Oh God. Okay, I forgot about that. Hold on. We'll get back to the video in just a second, y'all. Ah, and I think it's safe. I told you I didn't really watch this, so la la la, I didn't really know where to cut it out at. But if that stupid live feed had run all night like I had hoped it would the other night, then you would have seen, a whole night's worth of this stuff. Oh, that one was awesome. Another one. They're buzzing me, y'all. I'm getting buzzed. There we go. And that is a really bright little antique lamp. It's amazing. Blissfully unaware of what is going on around me. A lot of comets, a lot of streakers. Wow. Those super fast ones are called blazers. That's what I call them. I had no idea there's this much activity. Keep in mind, I had two people out in the living room the whole time. Okay, that was neat. I am still actively searching for somebody who has the same thing, the same occurrence happening to them. And I don't mean just one or two orbs and, calling that. I'm not saying that that's not important. It's all important. It's all documented evidence. But I'm looking for somebody who's getting the same thing I'm getting. There was one bar light, you just saw it. If for no other reason than to have somebody I can talk to about it that fully understands what I'm experiencing. As you can see, these do not bother you. They don't bother me at all. I don't even know they're there. I never would have known had I not bought these cameras. Well, now that's not true. That's not true because my friend Lori, when they did an investigation, um, they were astounded at the orbs that were over at my old house, which, okay. But I didn't personally know. I was not able to document my own evidence until I found these little $20 cameras, believe it or not. So I'm seeing this at the same time you're seeing it for the first time. I don't know what's coming up next. I have no earthly idea because I'm seeing it when you do. Yep. When the glasses go off, buddy, I'm going to bed. That's it. That's all. I've had enough. Apparently, they go to sleep when I go to sleep. Isn't that sweet? Nope. I lied. Well, that was cool. Being a person that is severely hearing impaired, I never know if there's actually any noise. Oh, that was neat. Associated or in general, but I did happen to notice, and I'm going to pull it off at this point. Well, maybe for a second more. But I did happen to notice the other night when I was sitting in my chair by the front door, um, there was a loud thump on the glass, and I built an enclosure to my front porch and installed a full-size door because I don't want people walking straight up to my front door. I live in a country setting, and we don't like that kind of thing out here. So, anyways, I did hear a loud bang or thump or knock or something on the front door, and I looked, and there was nothing out there. So, and I could find nothing that caused that. So, uh, maybe there is noise all the time, but I don't know it. So, anyways, I don't want to take up all of your time, but I just wanted to let you know that I did sleep in my room, and I big girled it and stayed in there all night. And that bed sucks because it's too squishy. But I believe I'm going to just start sleeping in there. I'm going to big girl it and see what happens. It could get better, it could get worse. I don't know. Who knows? Who can ever tell? I have no, I'm getting a grasp on these things, and I'm not freaked out anymore. I'm not really anything. I'm just observing and seeing if I can agitate them or in some way get them to act in an intelligent manner, which they don't. If they're ghosts, they're a bunch of little snobs and they do what the heck they want anyways and just ignore me altogether. So, and I don't think they are ghosts. But I am gaining a vast amount of knowledge because I am able to spend so much time observing them and documenting them. So I have been conducting little experiments, and thus far, nothing has panned out with that. So I am hoping that we can make this work. Oops. Wow. Hi, how are you doing? So, if there is anybody out there who has more answers than me, and at this point, I'm just going to continue with my experiments. I did happen to notice it yesterday when I left for work. I replaced the batteries in my little pin flashlight, and it was not working. So I just left it on the table that's in the little alcove hallway type thing. And when I got home, that thing was blazing, and I was like, "Oh, cool. Okay." So I again am mentioning that I did have to go into my old house, the one that is, it's bad, y'all. I mean, that is bad. I've lived in haunted houses. I almost always pick a haunted house, but that one, somebody conjured up something in there that is worse than anything I ever care to encounter again. And I was, I actively invited what's in there to come to my house so that I can kick its ass somehow. So, I'm actually talking to somebody. I never get to do that. It's very exciting to have somebody to talk to on here. I'm usually just talking to myself. So, at any rate, I invited that thing to come home with me, and I've been researching how to torture my demon, and there are ways you can do it. And I don't want it to get too complicated. But there's things outside that I know would love to get inside of this house. I've got pictures of them. I'm showing you pictures of them. And I mean, what the hell? Just invite Chiquita over and have him be one of the bunch. So the thing over in the other house is directly responsible for. It is responsible for helping my son decide to commit suicide, and it's the last time I was over there, it told me that I should just kill myself. Not in a vocal way. Again, I'm partially deaf, so who the heck knows if it was actually speaking to me. But the impression I got was, you should just kill yourself. And I knew that was wrong, so I became enraged because this is exactly where I was at when I ran away from the house. So I became enraged and I challenged it repeatedly. And so far as I know, nothing came of it. I don't think whatever's in there can leave that house. I don't think. Although there are others that say it's attached to me, that it's always been attached to me, but I've not had any negative experiences in this house whatsoever. Anything untoward that I've seen that was actually scary was outside. And that was, there's pictures on one of my videos. Um, the monk on the front porch, and I call it the monk because it's a hooded figure with a long robe on, and at one shot you can see the hand protruding from the end of the sleeve of the robe, and you can also see the lights in the background, so that you can see that it's transparent. There's also the thing that was caught across the street, and that one was disconcerting. Once I figured out what I was looking at, that one was. I'm glad it's across the street, although that's the woods I'm going into. Um, probably Friday. Probably Friday. The woods that I'm going to go into and see what's going on there. I did talk to my neighbor who actually, I told you before, owns all this land around here, all the way up to the river. And those are his woods. And he did tell me that his dogs will go over there because he lets them out at night to wander, and they will go over there, but the little one will come straight back with all of its hair standing on end. I have a picture. I know what's out there. I told him, you've seen the picture. You know what's out there. But he did tell me that when he was digging up part of his field for something, that in the pile of dirt, he happened to notice a glint, and what he pulled from that pile of dirt was a Civil War mouthpiece for the horses, a bit, I think it's called. And he showed it to me. It's beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. That tells me what? That there was some kind of military presence out here. And once I thought about that, then I realized that in the picture of that, there's no way to describe that thing across the street, that thing, that it is holding something that, now putting two together, it's a flag. It's holding a flag. And so he gave me all the permissions that I needed to go onto his property. I can shoot with my metal detectors and retrieve anything that I may come across with his blessing. And he also told me, to have at the woods. And let me explain these woods, okay? They're not woods per se. let me say that it's actually a stand of trees. It's probably 200-300 yards long because it follows the curve of the street, and it is maybe 50-60 feet wide, but in between there's a natural runoff, a creek, and it's a sandy bottom creek. And so the creeks are easy to dig in. I love getting in creeks, y'all. Love it. That's where you find the very coolest things. As an example, I will show you this. Give me 1 second. I actually found two of them. One I gave to my daughter, which had been the smaller one, and I kept the larger one because I found it. I got muddy and I got wet, and I deserved it. So this right here, it's a glass rod. It was sticking out of the sand, probably about that much, and I thought, oh, it's a beaker. So I pulled it, and it kept coming out, and it kept coming out. So I actually took this to somebody who's a professional, and they couldn't identify what it would be or what it would be for. But I did find two of them, and I've got a giant horseshoe that I found in a creek. So I love digging your creeks. There may be an answer to what is inhabiting the woods across the street. There may be an answer to what the monk is. I'm still exploring what's going on inside, but it would seem that I've caught several more pictures of things that are outside. I don't know, maybe trying to get in. Who the hell knows? Who can tell? But this is the camera blurred on this photo, and you can see where it's blurred from this side over here to this way. That may help some, but for no apparent reason. I mean, my daughter's like, it's water. I'm like, how? It's the camera's inside the house. And so that's outside on the porch. And then, I've gotten this just recently that she's like, that's a moth. And I'm like, if you look at the perspective, the freaking moth would have to be at least this big. And it's, it's dark out, so it's not really going to be a bird. And if you will look right here at this bottom portion right here, oops, sorry. This is actually my solar light. And that thing it's pretty big solar light. So you decide what it is. Again, this is one of these that I call the anomalies. The anomalies, because who the heck knows? So I'm going to be expanding my explorations out the door. There are other things around here. Marietta is old. It was founded in either 1760 or 1780. So there is a tremendous amount of history here. For all I know, this house could be sitting squat on top of an old graveyard. Who knows? My neighbor tells me, and his family's owned this land for generations, that it's actually sitting on a floodplain, which I believe. The layout of the land, shows me that flooding is entirely possible. So I'm going to, I just want to get in the woods. I love playing in the woods. So we'll see how that goes. Really, we will. And I'm really excited about it. And I, of course, will bring you along with me, if only in video. And that will be, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I need to get my ex-boyfriend, who I call dumbass, my partner in this stuff, out here with me, because he's He's not really stupid, y'all. I just fuck with him because he's my ex-boyfriend. And we've been broke up for like 12 years, but now we're just like best buddies, but we fight all the time. It's insane. But I need to get him out here to explore with me because he just plows headlong in. He doesn't even stop to think, oh, this might be dangerous. He's like, okay, I'm doing this. And it often has comical results. So, and plus, I just really don't feel like it's in my best interest to be out in a wooded area at night by myself and going directly into a place where animals who are smarter than us when it comes to these things, they have no filters. Um, where an animal will come bolting out with all of its hair standing on end. I haven't noticed any animal tracks. Of course, there's always the idea that there's animals out there, there's wild animals. And it has been rather warm lately. So if I notice, I know what to look for. I'm an avid outdoor person. So I'm going to look for the natural world first as an explanation, of course. And then I will go ahead and start exploring the other side, which is always more fun. Anyways, I would like to put a shout out to Daniel to thank him for joining me. I do appreciate your conversation and take to heart your warnings. Um, I hope you will tune back in next time I post a video. I enjoy doing these and I enjoy documenting this evidence. It may not be the most scientific way that this can be done, but it's the best way I can do it. And when I started this, I told y'all I am not sophisticated in any way. I do the best that I can with what I have to work with, which is essentially two telephones and a tiny little computer. So, and I'm barely doing anything with my computer. I have literally two games on here and all the preloaded crap and YouTube. That's it. That's all I got. I don't know how to load on other things. I am this technical end of it is not where my heart lies. My heart lies in the discovery of the mysteries and then trying to solve them. So in essence, I will continue on with that thread. Whether like I said, I'm not trying to get popular. I'm not trying to do anything but have fun, drag you guys along with me, and document whatever evidence I uncover, and just let you draw your own conclusions. I have my conclusions, but they are in no way based in science or any specific schooling knowledge. It's just my base instincts and the fact that I seem to be able to attract things, which is very cool. But I'm not the kind of person that can go, oh, that was weird, and then not try and find out what the hell it was. That's just not my nature. I have to poke it, I have to prod it, I have to piss it off, and then you will see me run like hell. So, anyways, you guys, you rock. I appreciate you being here. And a very Merry Christmas to you and everyone that you know and love. And I look forward to seeing you guys again very soon. Probably tomorrow. It may be tonight that I can figure out how to stream again um, for longer than the hour and less than 2 hours I was able to get out of it last time. So, anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. And I look forward to seeing you again. Bye, you guys.